Good afternoon. I am doing a review on a machine that I've probably had for about 2 or 3 weeks now. This is a Shark Duo Clean powered liftaway speed. I do currently own a Shark rotator powered liftaway, and I do like it. It's a nice machine. I don't own maybe 3 bagless machines, all of which are uprights. And I do own a Dyson V7. I did have a V6, but I gave that to my grandmother. But I don't own a lot of bagless machines, and I'm typically not into them anymore. Maybe when I was younger, I was opposed to bagged because that's how my parents raised me, but I grew up and saw the light. So, now, this machine here is a lot different from the machine that I already have. The speed model pretty much means it's smaller. It's a smaller footprint. This is my hand. You can see it's a much smaller footprint than a traditional vacuum, but it's a little bit smaller than your everyday Shark powered liftaway, or any Shark model for that matter. There are some nice features that this comes with that I think that really, if you're going to own any vacuum, but mostly a bagless, this should have. This one specifically not being one, but I really like the brush roll garage that this vacuum cleaner has. So I'm going to press one of these, both of these quick release buttons to be able to pop the power head off. And what I like about these action pieces on these vacuums is you press them once and they stay. That going for the wand release, the handle release, and the powered liftaway release. You press it once, you don't have to press and hold. So this is the power nozzle on the Duo Clean. You have 2 buttons here to release the brush roll garage. Now, I own Persian cats. They are our family pets. And their hair gets wrapped in every Shark machine that I own. This is the worst vacuum cleaner for animals with long hair. And, I mean, maybe for dog hair or cat hair, normal hair, it wouldn't be too bad. But because it's this long, stringy hair, it just gets wrapped in all the vacuums. Well, the Sharks, at least. So that's kind of a downside about this vacuum. I just cleaned this out yesterday because I tried to do the review, but my phone shut off, and it wouldn't let me finish doing the review. So I didn't really care for that. But that's one thing that I'm not a huge fan of when it comes to this vacuum. It is easy to remove. You pull this tab, and you can slide the brush roll end out. So it is removable, as well as your front roller here, this soft roller. There's a button right on the side. You slide it up, and the brush roll will come out. Again, with this brush roll, I've probably used this vacuum maybe 5-6 times. It doesn't look like it, but it has a charcoaly gray tinge to it, and it stinks already. I don't run over anything I'm not supposed to, but it's absorbing because it's a fabric, whatever is on the floor. So it just kind of picks up the smells as well as the dirt. Where also your cat hair will get wrapped around this brush roll, and it goes way inside in these fibers, and you can't really get it out of there. I have a hard time trying to clean it out. There is a brush roll cleaning tool here. It has a little bristle to be able to clean these little spots and stuff, and it works really well, as you can see. I mean, I'm pushing that stuff out from under there, and it's nice. And this comb thingy, or this little slicer, goes along, and it's supposed to cut all the bristles off. So I like that they offered that. That's really cool. And then on the underneath, you can see it is significantly smaller than what the vacuum cleaner's footprint even looks like, but that's because of the brush drive system over here. Because there isn't a direct connection to the brush rolls and the belt, it's kind of spinning off of like a gear over here that the brush rolls slide into on the sides. it takes up a lot more room. So they can't kind of put a belt guard and then have some more cleaning over here. But it does have some nice deep channels here for dirt to come through the sides. I've noticed this does edge clean very well. If you push it up against your baseboards, it will do a really good job with pulling dirt out from underneath them. You'll also notice this very, very, very baby fine, soft material that lines the whole backside and surrounding edges of the hard brush roll. The idea of this is to aid in the dusting of the floors, but it also keeps anything that these two brush rollers may kick backwards, because this machine is advertised to clean bare floors exceptionally well. It has that design, so pretty much all the dirt that may get kicked back has a second chance of being picked up, or it's not going to kick at your feet. So that's really nice. I really like that feature of the power head on the bottom of this machine. I just don't really care for how much hair it likes to cling onto. So that's kind of a pain. You do have nice rubber wheels. They're set towards the back of the vacuum, which helps in sealing the head to the floor for better deep cleaning. This is also a QVC exclusive model color, which is the cocoa or the caramel cappuccino or mocha or something like that. It's some sort of a dark color. And your current outgoing model, if you want to buy it at Walmart or something like that, I believe is like a titanium charcoal steel color. So I really like this brown color the best. The other ones were like reds and rose gold and emerald green, and I don't really care for those. So mine's special. Also, on the front of the vacuum, not only does this help protect from marring surfaces when you're vacuuming up against them, but this also has a little duct design in it. You can see it kind of makes a 90-degree angle right here in the front. This helps to keep any dirt from staying in the brush and being shot out the front. And it also helps to keep more air flow rather than escaping out through the top. And that's one big thing that I kind of worried about once I got the vacuum home and really thought about it. Like, how much air is escaping out the front of the vacuum cleaner so it's not really cleaning your carpets well. It does clean very well. I would say it does just as good as my other Shark at cleaning carpets. Maybe even a little better. But the soft roller tends to flatten down any of the raking or the really deep carpet lines that my other Shark and a lot of other Sharks are able to give you when you own them, because it's just kind of spinning and rolling it down, which is kind of a pain. You do have your LED lights here on the front of the vacuum. They're not as bright as my other Shark. They're still very nice, they're still very helpful, but they're not as low to the ground as on the other Shark. So they still do shine, especially in the dark. You can see all the dust and the hair and whatever of the small particles that are collected on your floor, which really helps, especially since, again, this is designed to clean bare floors very well. You can see that it does a great job at doing that too. And because this brush is kind of giving up about 2 inches on that side and about 1.5 inches on this side, you kind of do have to do overlapping paths, even on the carpet, on your bare floors, in order to be able to clean everything. And the power head on the vacuum is already small enough. So think of that really before you choose to go with this cheaper model compared to the new Apex, which has advanced steering. It has better wheels. It's supposed to have ultra high filtration. And they apparently engineered it to acoustic better sound, so it's less high pitch. And it's a bigger brush roll. It has nicer controls, and it has the fingertip controls if you opt for the larger model. So again, I really think that the hose on this machine is longer than on the normal powered liftaways. Maybe that's a trade-off. You're losing fingertip controls, but you're getting a longer hose. So I have a pile of kitty litter here because they advertise it's supposed to clean piles very nicely. There's a rainbow casting on this through my glass door. And I also have some broken up Triscuits. where there's flakes of the pieces too, but there's also the big chunks because it's supposed to clean up large particles also. Now again, keep in mind, if you have hair problems with your current vacuum cleaner, this is no exception. This is probably going to even maybe be worse with trapping the hair in the brush roll. And the filters on this, it even says on the sticker, foam filters may appear dirty after use. This is normal. Probably not very normal. And I say that strongly because with my other Shark, which has a larger foam filter, probably twice the size of this one vertically, the filters get very dirty very fast. No washable filter will ever, ever, ever return to their 100% brand new state. They will always be dirty, and as time goes on, they will get dirtier faster because there will be things that you just cannot wash out of these because they are so internalized and they are set there for life. So over time, your vacuum cleaner's performance, even with normal upkeep that's supposed to be lifetime with the vacuum and the lifetime HEPA, which is removable somehow, but I've never taken one off, it will never go back to original specs. It will never be washed and like new again. But you can find replacements on Amazon for these. They're generic, I believe, but it's a foam filter. It's not like there's a sticker on it. I think there is a little tag on that one, but anyway, and you can see there is little bits and pieces of dust and dirt that fall out and around the vacuum because the Cyclone isn't the most efficient. But I will say that I would buy this over a Hoover or a Bissell because it performs very well. So I have attachments for this vacuum. It came with an under appliance wand. I really like it. It's wonderful for being able to get under even your TV cabinets. You can see we have a yardstick there because the cats like to bat things underneath there. Even under your couch. My recommendation for when you're doing that, take the nozzle and go in overlapping motions, overlap quite a bit, and work your way from the back to the front so you clean everything. Because the suction inlet is about 3 inches on that thing, and it has a little tiny toothbrush-looking thing on the end to be able to loosen up dirt. So I really like it, but again, it's just one of those attachments that you're not going to use all the time. It's not like an upholstery tool or a dusting brush where stuff is constantly collecting. It's typically the stuff that gets under your refrigerators and appliances is built up over several years. But it is also nice for being able to clean out dryer lint vents. And I would say one of the drawbacks about having one of these with the powered liftaway feature, you really have to carry the canister around everywhere with you. The vacuum with it in the upright mode, even with the wand, as long as it's sitting on the power head, it's easier to actually take around with you than vacuuming with the vacuum sitting down. Whereas if you had a nice decent sized stretch hose like on my Miele or even on a normal canister vacuum, or even my Electrolux Ultra or my Electrolux Oxygen 3, you can leave the vacuum there and turn it or switch it to hose, to use the hose. It's a lot easier. It's more convenient because you have a free hand. Carrying this around sounds really cool because it's portable power, but the hose isn't that long. It does have a stretch to it, but it isn't that long. It isn't as convenient as people think. The same with the power liftaway mode. It's great for those quick underneath things that the vacuum can fit under, but no one will enjoy carrying that around and using it in the canister mode to vacuum their whole house. Nobody. And it does not come with the caddy like my other model did. And even the caddy being so low to the ground, the hose is almost useless because it's short. Same with trying to do a ceiling fan. If you try and do a ceiling fan, you've got to hold the vacuum up at least to your chest to really stretch out the hose because there's so much air going through it, the hose likes to shrink up when the vacuum's on. So I'm going to make a part 2 of this, so watch that and I will get into the demonstration.